Now I'm going to demonstrate different types of equations and how to solve them. This is a two-step equation. What I do is, since it's 2x plus 9, I do minus 9 on both sides. I'm trying to get x by itself. After I do minus 9 on both sides, I divide by 2, and I get x equals 6. Negative 6, that is. Now, if there's a fraction in your coefficient, that means in front of the x, this is what you do. First step, minus 3 on both sides. Okay, I'm using the 2/3 x left behind, and I don't write anything for plus 3 minus 3 because those cancel. 15 minus 3 is 12. So the next step is to do the opposite of multiplying by 2/3, which is to multiply by 3 over 2. Just flip the fraction over and multiply it. Okay, 3 over 2 times 2/3, they cancel, leaving x behind, and 3 over 2 times 12, I do 3 times 12, which is 36, and then I put that over 2. 36 divided by 2 is 18. For fractions, use the reciprocal, which is take the fraction and flip it, then multiply. Okay, now if there's a fraction expression, it looks like x minus 7 over 4, for example. The expression is x minus 7, it is in a fraction, as in it's being divided by 4. So what I do is do the opposite of divide by 4, which is multiply by 4, on both sides of the equation. 4 times 1 over 4 is 1, so those cancel. That leaves only x minus 7 behind, and 4 times 5 is 20. Now I add 7 on both sides, I get x equals 20 plus 7 is 27. Now this is another fraction expression in the equation. Now last time I multiplied by 4 because there was 4 underneath. Now it's 8 underneath, so I'm going to multiply by 8 on both sides. 8 times 1 over 8 is 1. Those cancel, so I only have 3x plus 1 remaining. Now 2 times 8 is 16. Then I subtract 1 on both sides. Now I only have 3x equals 15 remaining, because 16 minus 1 is 15. Now next step is to divide by the number in front of x. This is supposed to be 3, not 5, so divide both sides by 3. That will give you x equals 15 divided by 3, which is 5. Now you can go back and check by putting x equals 5 into the original and then do the math and see if it works on both sides. Okay, now this is distributing in the equation. That 6 on the outside of the parentheses needs to go to both terms inside the parentheses. Both of them. 6 times 4 is 24. Don't forget there's an x there. Now 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. Then add 6 on both sides. 24x equals 42 plus 6, which is 48. Okay, I'm trying to get x by itself, so work from the outside, go in. That means 24 times x, the opposite is divide by 24, and 48 divided by 24 is 2. X equals 2. Now if you're distributing in the equation and what's on the outside is a fraction, still do the same thing as before. Multiply the outside number times both, or all the terms that is inside the parentheses. If there's 2, then multiply by both of them. 3 over 8 times 2 is 6 over 8. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6. Keep the denominator 8. Now 3 over 8 times 8 is 3. Because 3 times 8 is 24, and 24 divided by 8 is 3. That's how I get that 3 inside that parentheses. And I'm showing how to do that again out here. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. Negative 24 divided by 8 is negative 3. Yeah, there's a negative sign in your multiplication, so the answer is going to be negative, because negative times a positive is a negative. Now here, I added negative 3 plus 9 to get 6. That's how I'm simplifying the equation. Then I subtract 6 on both sides, because minus 6 is the opposite of plus 6. 21 minus 6 is 15. Now I'm back to just a fraction coefficient, so I need to multiply by the reciprocal, which means I take the fraction, flip it over, and multiply on both sides of the equation. On the left side, those will cancel. On the right side, I go ahead and multiply 8 times 15 and divide by 6. Okay, so on the left side again, those cancel. Those two fractions cancel and become 1. I don't have to write 1 in front of the x, I just write x by itself. On the right side, 8 times 15. You can do 8 times 10, which is 80, and then do 8 times 5, which is 40, and add 80 plus 40 to get 120. That's just a shortcut for multiplying. Then divide 120 by 6. Well, if you know 12 divided by 6 is 2, just write 2 and then put the 0 next to it. 2, then the 0. Answer is 20. And I'm going to write at the top x is equal to 20. And if I want to check my answer, x is equal to 20, put 20 back into the original equation and do the math, and both sides should be equal to 21. Now, this is two things: variables on both sides of the equation and is distributing. The outside number needs to be multiplied by whatever is inside both of the terms. Same thing on the right side, 2 times x and 2 times 7. Okay, now I'm going to move the numbers to one side. So I'm going to take out negative 4 by adding 4 on both sides. So that leaves me with 4x equals 2x plus 18. Now I'm going to move the variables to one side, subtract 2x, so that I only have what's on the left side, 2x, and there's no x's on the right side, only 18. Next step, divide both sides by 2, and I get x equals 18 divided by 2, which is 9. Okay, so I'm just pointing out how you kind of simplify the expression before you go and work through it. And I'm showing where everything that I did canceled. Okay, negative 4 and positive 4 cancel, so I have nothing beneath it. 2 over 2 is equal to 1, those cancel. I don't have to write 1 in front of the x, I just leave x by itself. And I'm going to show how to check real quick. The answer was x equals 9. So wherever I see x in the equation, I put 9, and I just do the math and see if both sides are equal. Okay, so 9 minus 1 is 8. 4 times 8 is going to be 32 on the left side. On the right side, same thing.